This week on the Retirement Quick Tips podcast, I'm breaking down the 401k and retirement plan changes coming for 2025. Today, I'm talking about new rules allowing part-time workers to contribute to their company's 401k plan. This is actually a change that went into effect this year in 2024, but the rules are actually changing a little bit in 2025. And I find that many people where this applies, they're a part-time worker, they are still completely unaware that because they're part-time, they can contribute to their company's 401k plan. Because previously, if you didn't work at least 1,000 hours in a given year, you weren't going to be eligible. That was pretty much the standard across the board. But now it's lower than that. So most, though, don't realize that even if you work very part-time, if you work 500 hours, which works out to about 10 hours a week on average, as long as you work 10 hours a week on average or get that $500 before the end of the year, and your company offers a 401k, you're eligible to participate and contribute to that. So again, most don't realize that this is possible. It is a big benefit. There's so many people out there who are working part-time. They're not quite half-time, maybe work 10, 15, 20 hours a week. They don't realize that they can contribute to their company's 401k plan. You can. Here's the details of the rule and how it works. If you work at least 500 hours a year for 2 years in a row, so you have to have been there for a couple of years at that employer. And if your employer offers a 401k or a similar plan like a 403b, you will be eligible to save in the plan in 2025. Now, this requirement, what's changed about it is it used to be 500 hours a year for 3 consecutive years. But that's changing, and now it's only 2 consecutive years. So even if you're working, like I said, only 10 hours a week on average, you've been with the same employer for 2 or more years, you'll still be able to save in the 401k plan if they offer one. And there's so many part-time workers who could use that boost. Maybe you're not working full-time, maybe you are, but your spouse isn't. Maybe you're considering part-time work in retirement. How great would it be if you could not only delay those retirement plan withdrawals, delay taking Social Security, but if you're working in your quote retirement years and you're still working part-time, you could actually still save inside of the 401k if you wanted to. Again, if your employer offers that. So lots of Americans where this applies in a variety of part-time early retirement work scenarios. It is one of the least understood aspects of the changes that came with the Secure Act. That's where this new change originates from. And I find that people are still pretty ignorant about the fact that this change has gone into effect. When I say ignorant, I don't mean that like it's their fault either, because this is all sort of buried in the fine print. And I ignore my mail. I ignore the notices too. You may have got a letter saying you're now eligible, but a lot of the times that doesn't translate to you going online and signing up for your employer's plan. So if this applies to you or someone you know, make sure you tell them about it. Let them know that they can contribute to their 401k if their employer offers it. Now, the last thing I'll say about this is you want to check with your plan and your employer to find out how your eligibility might impact any matching contributions. So even though an employer can allow and must allow part-timers to contribute if they meet the hours worked and the eligibility requirements for the time that they've been employed there as well, they're not necessarily required to provide matching contributions or other employer contributions. So make sure that you understand how this new rule applies both in your situation, but with your employer as well, and what you might be receiving in terms of matching dollars if you were to contribute as well. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Ashley Mitchikay, and this is the Retirement Quick Tips podcast.